All right, we didn't end up driving our cars like I said we would. Turns out Jeremy already took his car apart to do his engine swap. Plus, it's already too cold outside anyway. But and all I've been doing since then was block sanding the whole car, primering it, block sanding. That's all that's been going on. That's pretty much it with the car. I did buy some primer and paint and all the supplies I need to finish it, but yeah. Otherwise, nothing's been done. I haven't drove it since then because it's been too cold out. I got the car all taped up, and the body's pretty warm, so it's ready for primer. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more body work and then spray it with primer. Get that over with. I know it's not gonna turn out to be a perfect paint job, but I think it'll turn out pretty good. I just got done wet sanding the car. Came out pretty okay. Now it's gonna paint it. Okay, I left off on the last clip where I wet sanded the car here. And since then I got the car painted and did a little bit more extra body work to it before I did that. I'd say it turned out decent. There's a lot of orange peel everywhere because the paint wasn't sticking that well. I don't know why. I'll push it out and show you what it, better look at it. But I'll show you outside and show you all the where it's messed up at too. Okay, it's been a few weeks since it's been painted. So it's really dusty. It's just been sitting in the garage and I've been driving it a little bit. But I don't know if you can see that. Let me show you the right angle. There's a lot of orange peel on the spoiler. That's the part I painted. I just painted the trim pieces, and neighbor of mine painted the entire car, and now it looks a lot better. Front bumper turned out bad, but it's not as bad as I was expecting. I'm pretty happy with that too. Definitely not a perfect paint job, but I'd say about 90% of the dents were out. Now it's just a little bit of dents. Can't really tell in this light, but it's best it's gonna get. And I also bought a fuel pump, got rid of the fuel command center that was there, thinking that was the problem with it just backfiring and not running right. And it turned out I was right about that because I bought a intake pump, dual intake pump. So one's on all the time and the other one's on only on boost. So yeah. So now it's just timing that what I'm dealing with. It's not just fuel pressure issues like I was dealing with. I didn't know about that. Now it's just strictly timing, so it should be a lot easier to tune. Like before, I was struggling to do a brake stand because it just wouldn't have the power to do it and didn't have the fuel pressure. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. But now I think I have no problem doing it. I only have a few issues, and that's power steering. I think I got it to stop leaking, but rearrange the lines to it, but it still could be leaking. I'm not sure on that yet. When I steer, you can see the clearance on that from the header. This is the steering column, and I have issues on that too. It doesn't feel smooth. And then the biggest issue I'd say is every time I'm under probably like 3 pounds of boost or more, the dipstick just flies out and sprays oil everywhere. You can see the header has burn oil on it. Yeah, I can't seem to figure out why it is. Did a compression check and it all turns out great. I think it's just the PCV valve. It's not blocking the air completely, so it's just pressurizing the crankcase. And yeah, that's the #1 problem. Everything else I'd say is good, it just ain't pretty in the engine bay. The wiring's a mess, but it works. And lastly, I think I'm gonna paint the wheels black. Right now they're inner is gold, and then the exterior is just the aluminum. Think about keeping the same scheme. The inner's black and then the outside just aluminum. I think it looks really good. And then maybe bigger tires in the rear. And yeah, definitely not getting a rear end anytime soon. It's pretty expensive. But the gearing in the rear is 241s. So this thing is not going to be a good launcher. From 2 days ago. I didn't get the videos of me doing any burnouts or anything like that because the air fuel ratio is getting all whacked up with the O2 sensor, so it ain't really running right because I have a pretty big exhaust leak. I'm pretty sure it's a V-band right there. The wheels last night, and this is before I clean them up. The raw aluminum part, I'm gonna use this and just clean it up. You can see I brushed all this black on, so I messed up a little and got it on the metal part, but that's after we cleaned them up. We actually cleaned up pretty well, I'd say, and looks really good. That one's done, and that one's done. I just got these two left, and yeah. All right, I just finished. I'm gonna put it on the car, the wheels in the car. I think that looks pretty good, a lot better than before. Just the exhaust leak that's causing the O2 readings to be off, or it's actually a bad O2 sensor with that as well. But I got this thing hooked up, blowing air through the exhaust, and I definitely feel air coming through this V-band, leaking through there. And most likely this one, I couldn't really feel it, but, and that one also. All those combined, and I didn't even check the other joints like right here, or where the wastegate mounts. I bet some of those are leaking too, but all those combined are probably drawing off the O2 readings. So we're probably gonna make a mount for this, and for just the turbo, so I can undo this, and I'm actually gonna cut it right here. I'm gonna put in a flex pipe, so this thing doesn't rattle loose, basically, and it doesn't make more exhaust leaks, because right now it's just straight to the headers, and that's just too much weight for the headers to hold. So we'll do that, and then hopefully fix those exhaust leaks and put these gaskets for the V-bands. Hope those seal it, and maybe some other sealer. After all the exhaust leaks are gone, that should probably fix it. And if that doesn't fix it, then I'm gonna start playing around and just buy another O2 sensor. And that's what's gonna happen. I just disconnected my exhaust from my headers and from the turbo. This is the gasket. I don't see no leaks here, but so it looks good on both sides. Now I'm just gonna pull this out, but I know I have a leak on the wastegate because it's leaking a little bit at idle. I don't know why. And then there's a major leak there, and I believe there might be a leak there also. So I'll just put the V-band gaskets on. And yeah, I don't know what else I'm gonna do, because I know that's not gonna fix the problem, because there's more than just that. I still haven't figured out exactly what it is. Could be a fuel pressure issue also, or an injector went out. There's 4 on each side. But yeah, now I'm just trying to troubleshoot, figure out what everything is, get the exhaust leaks out of the way, out of my head, and get this thing working right. Okay, probably cut it out right here, I think. I'm gonna replace it with this. So after I get all the exhaust leaks fixed, it won't cause any more just driving or hitting bumps on the road. It won't be completely solid. It'll have a little bit of flex. So yeah, plan is to fix all the exhaust leaks, add the flex pipe, prevent further ones, and then that'll get rid of the exhaust leak problem. And I hope that's the root of the cause of why this thing ain't running right, but it could be something else also. Okay, I finally figured out the problem. I put a pressure gauge, fuel pressure gauge on the Fitech, and Fitech's always supposed to have 58 PSI at all times, and it turns out I'm only getting 25, even just at idle, because I'm consuming no fuel. And I checked the regulator, see if it was leaking any fuel back out there, anything like that. I checked the filters, see if they're clogged up. And well, I'll show you what the problem actually was. The problem actually was, so after I checked the entire fuel system, I decided to take the tank out and pull the pump out. And these are new lines I just got from Fitech. Turns out they gave me the wrong ones. They weren't meant for either high pressure, or they weren't meant to be submerged. So anytime I had pressure, it would just leak out of there and wasn't getting enough pressure. And the hose was super soft also, like it was deteriorating. So I called them, and they shipped me a hose and the gasket to fix it. But yeah, now I put hose clamps on them, even though you're not supposed to. It should be good enough like that, but I don't want to take that risk again pulling out the tank. So after I put this back in, it should fix the entire problem, and I should have fuel pressure, and everything should be fine. Yep. All right, I put the fuel tank back in, and I reset the Fitech, so all the garbage stuff it learned reset, and it already runs a lot better. Before it even hold pressure when the key is off, and it's been off for about 5 minutes. It still holds pressure, and it's right at 0% AFR trim before it was maxing out the tables and it couldn't add no more fuel because it wasn't getting enough fuel pressure. So yeah, so far nothing else is wrong with the car, I don't think, besides a leak and then power steering hose, I believe, I need to get. Hopefully that's the last of the problems I have, and then there'll be a lot more videos of me driving it, I guess.